All right, okay. So, class.
Yes.
That was horrible. That was bad. Because I moved seats? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, okay, let's try this again. Class.
Yes.
I know you said it this time, but other people haven't. For some reason, Brock's not paying attention to me. You okay, Brock? You okay? I see you got some new tattoos. Oh, okay. Where's your Ma Vida Loca? Where's the 3 dots? I know, but it's not there though. No? Okay. Anyway, no spider tattoo yet on the.
No, I'll never get that.
No teardrops.
I'll never get that either.
Yeah, because you only get those in prison for shanking someone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're on the notes. I'm going to go over. I'm going to give you the formulas for these things. So in our notebook today, this should be page what? 33, right? So everyone has 33 on their notes for this. 32 is going to be the homework, right? So calculate permutation and combinations. Now, permutation, arrangement of objects where. Now, does order matter for permutation? Yes. Now, order matters. For this one, it's going to look like this. It's going to be N, P, R. So, number of permutations of N items taken R times. So, in this case, it's actually going to be N is how many to choose from, where R is we will choose. So think of it like this. I have a bag of candy here. It's the fun size Snickers. There's like 60 of them in a bag. All right? There's like 60 in a bag. And I say, all right, go ahead. You could choose 2. So the N would represent how many total we have to choose from, where the R would be how many I'm allowing you to choose, which in that case you would be choosing 2 from that bag of 60. So in that case that would be a 60 P2. So now the formula for this, for NPR, it's going to look like this. It's N factorial divided by, I always get this one wrong. N minus R close factorial. Now, on your calculator, we got to show you where the factorial is, because there's 2 ways of doing this. There's one, just plug it into the calculator like we did on the warm-up, or 2, we write it out step by step. And you got to know what factorial means. So in this case, we need to use example 1 to be able to figure this out. So in this case, it's NPR. So my N is 8. It's a permutation, and I'm choosing 4. Does that make sense? Yes? Brock, you good? Okay. So from there, so it's going to be 8 factorial on top over, this is going to be 8 minus 4 close factorial. Now, factorial means 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's what factorial means. Now, on the bottom, it's 8 minus 4 factorial. 8 minus 4. What is 8 minus 4? 4. So it's going to be 4 factorial. So it's going to look like this. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now, doing this by hand, I'm able to cancel out a lot of these because I have the same numbers on top as I do on bottom. I can cancel out a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1, right? So all that's left is on top 8 times 7 times 6 times 5. And if I cancel out everything on the bottom, what's going to be left? If I cancel it all out, what's left on the bottom? 1. Very good. There's 1 left on the bottom. So it's just going to be divided by 1 there. All right, so put it in the calculator. And as you set this up, I want you to start it like this. On the calculator, when you get to the scratch pad, start by going Control Divide. You have to set up your fraction first. Control Divide. Control Divide. Set up that fraction first. Someone found the factorial symbol. Good job. You found it too. Good job. Where would you find the factorial symbol? You can find it in the book, or down below that. Down below that, it is, if you look at enter, it's right below. There's a question mark and an exclamation point there. So, by hand, I said Control Divide, set that up. 8 factorial. Here's my factorial. Over, open, 8 minus 4, close. Then my factorial again. We should all come up with 1680, right? Okay, good. So that comes out to be 1680. Now, calculator help, that's just what we did right here. Right now, if you notice, we put it in the calculator like this. We just put this in the calculator. That's the calculator help. That's putting in this here. We did this by hand. So we did 8 times da da da. So calculator help means this. Now let's use the probability application. Is this a permutation or a combination? Come on, you guys. Permutation or combination?
Permutation.
Permutation. Why do I know it's a permutation? It has a P right there. So, on my calculator, right here, I'm going to hit menu. And I know y'all taking notes on this because this is where the good stuff is right here, right? Because on the test, if you come in and ask me, you're like, yo, where's this at? I'm going to say, hey, I don't know. Menu. After I go to menu, what goes next? Probability. And which type of probability am I using? Permutations. And it says my NPR. Now, entering it. This is also another piece right here when I'm entering it. So, how do I have to enter it? How do I enter it? 8, 4 because it's supposed to be N, R. So it's going to look like this. It's N, P, R, parentheses, N, R, close. So 8, 4, close. Here's my 1680. ¿Está muy fácil? You have to know how to do it. So I got to teach you all the ways. And then what if for some reason you don't have this calculator here with you? Then you would do it by how? You mean this thing right here in red where we did it by hand? That's why. All right. So now here is a you try. It says 3 of 9 astronauts must be selected for a mission. 1 will be captain, 1 will be navigator, and 1 will perform science experiments. Assuming each of the 9 astronauts can perform any of the tasks, how many ways can the crew be selected? Now, does order matter? No? So if I select you as captain, is that going to be different than selecting you as navigator? They could all do it. But then, does order matter? So, if I choose this guy right here to be El Capitan, is he going to do those other jobs? For this, he's not going to do those other jobs. So, job placement here, order does matter. For job placement, order does matter. Because I'm going to choose the first person to be captain, second person to be navigator, third person to be science. Order does matter. Yes, they can all do the job, but whichever you get picked for, the position you're picked for, does matter because that's the job you need to do. So order does matter there. Order does matter. So if order matters, what type is this? Permutation. So I got 3 tickets. Okay? Me, you, and Federico are going to go to the Renaissance Fair. Does it matter if I give him the first ticket or the third ticket? Order doesn't matter. Okay? Now, you people are doing this one right now. I'm going to give you a couple moments. Please do this one. Yeah, go ahead, take the broom. Yeah, you gotta carry the broom. Until I can actually get a real pass, the broom is my pass. There's no decimals on this because you're going to get big numbers. Okay. All right, looking to see what we have here now. So, how many is there to choose from? What is my end value here? 9? Now, we said that this is going to be combination or permutation. So 9p, and then how many are we choosing? 3. Very good. And so that's going to be 9, 3, and I'm going to just put this in the calculator, and I come out with a grand total of 5004.
No, zero. No, just four.
504, 504?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it'd be a little bit more. Just 504? You guys agree? Not too bad, right? So, you know, this is actually the last section of this unit. Easy A next week. Easy A next week, right?
What was the section?
What's what?
What was the section for?
This one? That's what it started, Unit 6.
Oh, the.
Yeah, so 6-1, which we did before break. 6-2 is what we did yesterday. 6-3-4 is doing today.
That's the last one. So we have a test next week? Or?
Yep. Now, combinations.
What's that?
Combinations. All right, let's look. So combinations, arrangement of objects where order doesn't matter. Order doesn't matter. Order does not matter. So for this one, my symbol, to tell the difference between combination and permutation, this one's now going to be NCR. N still means how many to choose from. R is how many I'm going to choose from that pool. My formula, let me make sure I get that one right, is going to be slightly different. N factorial over N minus R factorial times R factorial.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that's the new formula? For
Yes, different formula.
order that doesn't matter?
Order does not matter. All right, so we're going to do the same thing that we did, but on example 2. So I'm going to start it out by hand. By hand, so it's going to be 8 factorial over 8 minus 3 close factorial times 3 factorial. So, writing out by hand, 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over 8 minus 3 is going to be 5 factorial. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 3 factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1. Now, does that make sense or nonsense? So, before we get too far into it, I'm going to do some canceling.
Wait, so.
Okay, so what's 8 minus 3? So outside of that parentheses, what's outside of the parentheses of 8 minus 3? What's that exclamation point mean? Did I lose you? You asked a question, and so that's why I'm like, Okay, so 8 minus 3 is
Yeah,
what?
it's fine. But I
Five.
forgot with the explanation.
And the exclamation mark, what did I say that is? Factorial.
Factorial.
Factorial, okay? So factorial means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, okay? That's what factorial means, okay?
Oh, okay.
So, because it's 8 minus 3 factorial, that's why it starts off with this, which is just this piece right here. Then my 3 factorial is that. Does that make sense?
Three. Because of the 3, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the 3 factorial is that piece. So now, what do you think I should go through and do?
Cancel out.
Start doing some canceling, right? So I could do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. And then, what's 3 times 2? It's 6, isn't it?
Leave one there.
All right, so now what's going to be left on the bottom?
1.
1, very good. 1's left, right? 1's left on the bottom. So if I cancel out everything on the bottom, I'm going to have 1 being left. Now, what's left on top? 8 times 7. What is 8 times 7? So 56. So if I plug this into the calculator and I say NCR 83, I should get 56. So let's see what the calculator says. Menu, probability, combinations, and it was 8, comma, 3, enter. There we go, 56. Pretty easy now. So, here's another one I want you people to try here. You are going to do this one here on your own. Currently, right meow. Anyone need help? Good? Uh-huh. Yep. Good job. Okay, so what's left on top? Divided by? 2 times 1 is? Right. Come on, bro. You got this. Come on. No. What happened there? What happened there? What? What? How'd you forget? We just did this right now. How high are you? You're not even high this time? Dang. That's horrible. Alright, so what's the formula say? Factorial, right? So, what does N stand for? Yeah, how many to choose from? Okay, how many we choose from? So right there. 7 factorial. Over. Next is? So right here, so start with the parentheses. This is, which is, yeah, your number. What number is that? Nope. Yes, 7, because that's how many we're choosing from. That's why it's still n up here. It's the same n. Minus, and right here, r. What is r going to be? How many are we choosing? How many? Okay. Close. Factorial times 5. There we go. So now, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. So we start off with, I have, let me see, it's going to be 7C5. So I'm going to write it out. So it's going to be 7 factorial over 7 minus 5 factorial times 5 factorial. And so my final answer comes out to be, what do we get? What's 9 plus 10? Old joke. Okay, all right, guess not. 21? 21? Okay, anyway, fine. All right, you know what? I'm not going to try to be funny anymore. So 21 is my final answer. Now, you guys got any questions? Is this pretty easy now? Yeah. Oh, what's up? Divided by? Yeah, and yeah, just like that. Because it's 7 times 6 is 42, divided by 2, because 2 times 1 is 2. There we go. All right, listen up. So don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button, and use promo code I need to pass. Yes, 10% off on any merchandise in my item shop. Because I can't afford to give you more than 10% off.